Mint in the box. Galaxy. Model 3723. 20-inch 3-speed box fan. American made. It's a 1989 model. And it's my first Lasko. One thing nobody knows is Lasko is my second favorite box fan brand. But I don't have any until now. Don't ask why, I just don't know why I didn't get it yet. Came from Tennessee. And it says American made, it is. I mean, everything. It's not like today's stuff where it's assembled in USA from made in China parts. These fans, I don't know, I mean, they were common around here. It's either somebody had a Lakewood or they had a Lasko. Now it's like hard to find a vintage Lasko. But as you can see, it is mint. It was used though, but it is mint though. I mean, it's not a scratch on it. The grills are perfect. And as everyone knows about these fans, even the original handle was intact. It's a 3-speed model. And, well, here's the thing about Laskos that are always weird to me. And this is my first time owning one. It's the plastic motor housing. There are no oil ports on it either, though it is possible to oil it, just not as convenient as if it did have oil ports. I oiled it last night. This fan, okay, it is an 89 model, and I'll show in a couple places where you read that at. But the only thing it's missing is it doesn't have the feet, but it doesn't need it. The only place you'd really need it is if you put on like really plush carpeting. But other than that, it stays up on its own. This fan, this fan, my grandfather had the same model, except his was stored in less than ideal environments. It rusted out. He painted it green. The handle broke after they moved. This fan went missing in action, and the thing I'm upset about, my all-time favorite fan, the P23 which they owned, and the P21 and a P223 went missing in action, and he told me he threw them out. Ooh, that was the worst thing he could have told me. Anyways, okay, so I had memories with this fan. It's an 89 model, and one last thing about my story about this. My second box fan I ever owned when I was 8 years old was a 1990 version of this with a metal motor, which looks like a Macmillan motor, except it has two small round holes where the wires go in. I'm going to try to get that next. This square cabinet, Lasko, Galaxy, Sears, whatever, only lasted till about 91 or so. Then they went, or 92, I can't remember what the date was, but then they went to the rounded cabinet you're all familiar with. And that's actually, this is at the tail end of what I like to collect, because after that point, it just loses its character. But this blade set ran for a while. In fact, the Air King versions of this fan, modern day up until recently, used this blade set as the one small hole. Well, I'm going to start in the back, because here's the thing I found out about the plastic motor housed Laskos. They have, for a plastic blade set, they have the most kick-ass startup sound I've ever heard. I mean, for Lakewood, it's the P23 and equivalents, metal bladed, but this fan has the best startup sound, in my opinion, for a plastic blade set. Mine is quiet though, but later I'll show some other people's other videos. But here's mine on high. Mine's quiet and it doesn't sound all that, special, but others are louder, especially the older ones, and I'll show that. But as you can hear, It's nice and quiet. It runs real smooth now that it was oiled. It ran smooth when I got it, but it was a little slower, or it was stiffer, slowing down. And as it was slowing down, you could hear the bearings were dry. So I got it oiled. Here's medium. And here's low. Has a pretty high low speed on it. One thing back in the 80s with me and early 90s, I saw a lot of Lasko fans on. Before my Galaxy, we had a 1984 Lasko with brown blades, and even though I watched other people's videos on it, I completely forgot until now the startup sound on it, and I just lost it. I'm like, I gotta get some of these older Laskos. But yeah, so this is my mint in the box, made in America, American made Galaxy by Lasko. Let's see spin down on this. I'll go high. The motor's much quieter now. I don't hear any rubbing sounds from it being dry. Yep, that's it. Now, these couple of video clips I want to show, just because I don't have any other reference material, are copyright their respective owners. This one is the City 552s. It's a Sears. This is exactly what I was describing earlier. And our Lasko we had did not have the penthouse control, but it was the same fan. You see how the motor brace mount in the back is huge and it's full, and that really weird round shape? That's what I'm talking about. But if you notice, it's the same blade set. The center hub's a little different on the venting, but I've got to play this back because I watched this video a few years ago, didn't register to me, then I see it now and I'm like, I remember that sound and I freaked out. But here we go.
That's how the sound here, and I just knew I had to have it. Alright, I'm turn on high. Got a nice whirring startup sound.
Right there.
A lot of air.
Right there.
The motor, though.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, this one is Tori the Fan Man. Before I show his video, another thing, it seems like Lasko held out a bit longer by keeping the full cabinet depth fans, at least until 1987 or so. But anyhow, here's his, what year is his? It just says how to oil Galaxy. Either way, it's an 87 or older. 87 to 85 because it has the smaller mounts. It's just like wah wah wah. And here's another Galaxy of his. Man, I forgot all about these fans. But even though I was saying all the older ones tend to have that whirring sound, then you have, here's a Sears version of mine, the 89 version.
This is a 2-speed Sears made by...
This is Eric 92 DAs. Listen. It's weird. It's like everybody else's, but mine makes that kick-ass sound. I mean, mine's there, but not as long and pronounced. And one other thing I always loved about these Laskos where the handle is, the holes. It just looks so odd. I mean, you see that? Even if the handle's broken, just seeing those holes there, just weird. They used that same handle design even back in the 70s or so. Fortunately, my aunt didn't know about my collecting and gave her fan to the Goodwill It was a 70s Galaxy with a plastic front grille with a huge oval-shaped Galaxy logo that was missing, and metal grille in the rear. It worked fine. Every time I had to pet sit, house sit, every time I stayed up there, I'd go down the basement and bust that beast out. It was metal bladed. Wish I had that, but yeah. And hang on a second. Even the bottom of the fan is in excellent condition, because these fans, I mean, they do sit up a little on these little legs, you could call them, off the grill, but it's not scratched up or anything. And it cleaned up nice. Let's see if I can get this to focus. 2.2 amps. But right there, it'll tell you when it was made, 88 to 89. It also came with the original manual, but it's not much of a manual. It just says how to put the plastic feet on, and a limited 1-year warranty, and authorized service stations. On the back, it does say when this was printed. It was April 1989. And let's see, what did it say for Pittsburgh? Right there. West Penn Audio, Video, and Appliance Service, 8330 Perry Highway. So, yeah, that's the Galaxy model 3723 box fan in the box with manual and on its side, because I didn't turn it back over yet. Mint in the box.